Good afternoon. So my name's Tim Livesey from Oriole Resources. We're a West African focused, or Central and West African focused exploration company, and based in the UK, listed on AIM. It's a reasonably new management team and board to the company. A few industry names you might recognise there from some of the West African assets at Hummingbird, Cora, Perseus and Caledonia and so on. Oriole is predominantly focused in Senegal and Cameroon. We do have some legacy assets in Turkey and some legacy assets over in Djibouti and Egypt, but our main focus is split between these with our primary activities in Cameroon itself. Senegal, we have a license which is under joint venture earning by IAMGOLD, currently just going into year 3 of an initial 4-year phased investment. So why Cameroon? It's pretty much been overlooked, we consider. Everybody's been caught up focusing in Ghana and Mali and Senegal and Guinea and really focusing on the typical West African Birimian terrains. But Cameroon sits, you've got the Central Cameroon Shear Zone, which is this mobile belt sitting between the Congo Craton and the West African Craton. It's the same belt that transmits through into Brazil, northern part of Brazil, and the gold mineralization over there. And in Cameroon, there is extensive known gold mineralization from previous work done by BRGM, predominantly along the eastern border with Central African Republic and Chad, where a lot of operations are currently underway with dredging of alluvial gold by mainly Chinese and local Cameroonian artisanals. But Cameroon's pretty much been overlooked from a target perspective as a greenstone gold area. And we had a look at typical distribution of orogenic gold in West Africa. And cumulatively, you get a profile of, we just bucketed up 100,000 ounce deposits, 500,000, 1 million, 2, 3, 4, etc. And we got a basic profile which you can actually project over onto some of the individual countries, although we do understand that geological boundaries and country boundaries are not the same. You would expect to find in these type of greenstone terrains a certain distribution of size of gold deposits. Now in Cameroon we have the right geology, we have the right structure, we have these deep tapping crustal structures running right the way through into South America, and we have evidence of anomalous gold and mineralization already there. And if we flip across to the distribution of resources in Cameroon, there's nothing. Nobody's been there. It's been completely overlooked by the Western world, apart from some abortive attempts by Avasoro, Reservoir Minerals, one of my previous companies, where we did small amounts of work and picked up small licenses and made discoveries. It was never really progressed to where we are today. Cameroon recognizes that itself, and the government has been working with funding from the World Bank and with support from BRGM again and GTK to put out a new mining code and to attract investment into Cameroon, into the mining sector, by carrying out a Cameroon-wide geological prospectivity analysis, flying airborne geophysics, doing regional streams geochem. Now, we know there's gold there because we picked up a couple of licenses 2 years ago, and we've been working on them, Bibemi and Wapuzi, and we've had some pretty good results coming out of some trenching and grab sampling and some early mapping that we did. Followed up with a program in November, December last year, where we went and tested our geological hypothesis by specifically targeting the vein systems that we thought would carry gold. We categorized 4 different vein sets. Categories 1 and 4 were gold bearing, categories 2 and 3 were barren. We went in and took some grab samples. Every single category 1 grab sample we took came back with anomalous gold. Best grade 35 grams. So an ounce a ton from a grab sample on a specific geological target that our team had identified. On this particular image, you can see zones 1 and zones 2 of the Bakassi trend in central Bibemi. And in this area, we have extensive trenching. We did about 12,000 meters of trenching last year. And best trench intercept to date was 9 meters at 3.14 grams up in the north. We're starting to see a coalescing of the Zone 1 and Zone 2 in the north, so there's a potential for a structural interplay up there where we might get better volumes. Up at Wapuzi, the other license we have, we've identified through soil sampling 13 kilometers of anomalous gold, and importantly, some stacking of those systems as they wrap around the nose of a granodioritic intrusive there in the southwest. So that's obviously not quite as advanced, but we've got drill-ready targets on Bibemi and follow-up at Wapuzi that would soon be taken to a drilling stage. Now, the other thing we've been doing in Cameroon is picking up a new district. Nobody's in Cameroon. No major players are there at the moment. In central Cameroon, we have the coalescing point of the central Cameroon shear zone, the Bibemi trend, and the Labuam trend. And this area is a known anomalous gold area from sampling in the 1960s. Structurally, it's greenstone terrain, deep tapping structures, evidence of mineralization. We picked up 8 licenses, total of 3,500 square kilometers. So this is effectively a district scale play. We got those licenses submitted in last year. They're up on the new Cameroonian cadastre system. And we've, subsequent to our submittal, we've looked at the recent BRGM data, which has just been made public in September last year. That first phase has been completed, and the BRGM data shows anomalous gold in streams on every single one of these 8 license areas that we selected in July last year. So we've got a real early stage grassroots play, but we have a district scale play with anomalous gold on every single license that we've picked up in that central zone. Over to Senegal, we have what was called originally the Dalafin license, and Dalafin was an earn-in. IAMGOLD were earning in, or are earning in, spending $8 million to earn into a maximum 70%. Late last year, we were able to relinquish and reapply for the same license area, so we've now reset the clock on that license. It's now called Sonala, but it meant that we didn't have to do any reduction in license size. Right bang in the middle of the KK inlier, which, by the way, would fit very nicely inside our Cameroonian district target. Here we have the Boto project to the east of us, within 10 kilometers of some of our southern targets, which IAMGOLD has just had permitted for mine development. So we're going into year 3 of IAMGOLD's earn-in on this license, starting March this year. And we have targets in the south, Medina Barfe and Sarudia, which IAMGOLD have obviously been focusing the first 2 years of work on. They've done extensive air core, RC, and some diamond drilling on those. And we have the Far target in the far north, which is on a different trend, but has historically given us good results from drilling that we carried out ourselves prior to the joint venture with IAMGOLD. And Far has the potential to carry a separate mineable resource. Medina Barfe and Sarudia in the south, because the Boto economics are self-supporting for Boto, we wouldn't need to find a great deal at Medina Barfe or Sarudia to be the potential for a satellite pit to provide truckable ore across to the Boto project. So we have a very strong technical focus. The team is predominantly geologically based, geologists making up everybody apart from our CFO, basically. We have a program in Cameroon. We're planning to do an initial drill program up at Bibemi to chase those trenches and rock chip samples that we were getting back. Wapuzi, some orientation trenching planned to build up the next phase of drill targets, so we can have a program that rolls on naturally into Wapuzi. The new licenses, which will be following up on those stream sediment samples which were identified by BAGM last year, and those anomalies, hopefully giving us some definition over tightening up the definition within that district scale play. And then outside of that, we have obviously the IAMGOLD investment into our project in Senegal, going into year 3. And we have the opportunity to realize some value from some of our legacy assets in Turkey, where we have 6 royalty positions with Turkish partners. We're a small market cap, London-based junior. Thank you.